He was I call him a sociopath. I mean, I think that he wants to win no matter what. He was willing to do whatever it takes to win.
Denzel Washington and Ryan Reynolds once joined forces in the action thriller Safe House. Yet the real drama wasn't what you saw on screen. It was what happened during interviews and press tours. Typically, a press junket features actors trading enthusiastic compliments, praising each other's dedication and talent. But Denzel, revered as one of Hollywood's greatest living actors, hardly extended that courtesy to Ryan. In multiple interviews, he was asked about his time working with Ryan and offered, at best, terse responses. And at worst, a remark so cutting that jaws dropped.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's happened to me. I did a movie with a guy named Denzel Washington, and doesn't really like to rehearse a lot, just goes in there and just nails it, but you just get like 1 or 2 takes.
On one show, host Jonathan Ross read out Ryan's glowing description of Denzel. Ryan had said Denzel was such a dream co-star that sometimes Ryan forgot to act because he was so engrossed in watching Denzel perform. It was the sort of flattering anecdote you'd expect any veteran actor to appreciate. Denzel's reply was ice cold. "I just thought he was terrible." The audience fell silent, unsure whether it was a joke or a genuine slam. Hollywood etiquette usually demands you praise your coworkers, even if you're not a true fan.
He's sort of the everyman, would you say?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people will be able to see that, you want to be careful for what you wish for. I mean, he's a guy who's looking for a little action. He's a CIA agent, but he's a housekeeper, basically.
Denzel, though, seemed uninterested in playing by those rules. Other interviews weren't much friendlier. Asked about Ryan, Denzel tended to freeze or dodge, never offering the usual, "he's wonderful," or "we had a blast." It was the kind of tension that hinted he may not regard Ryan with the high esteem Ryan, who'd been gushing about Denzel, clearly hoped for. Fans have speculated that an on-set mishap could be a factor. While filming a fight scene, Ryan accidentally gave Denzel a black eye. Though Denzel brushed off the injury in public, maybe privately he felt less forgiving.
Reynolds, how's it going?
Great. Why, what have you heard?
Still, Denzel isn't the only Hollywood heavyweight who seems unimpressed by Ryan. Quentin Tarantino, known for his deep dive into film history, suggested that Ryan's blockbusters may be profitable, but don't necessarily leave a lasting cultural mark. Gerard Butler shrugged off comparisons between one of his old movies and Ryan's Free Guy, implying they weren't even comparable. And then there's Tim Miller, the director of the first Deadpool. After that film's success, you'd assume a strong partnership would continue. Instead, Miller exited the sequel amid reports of creative clashes. Rumor has it, Ryan wanted more control than Miller could accept. The move signaled that working with Ryan might be challenging if you're not fully on board with his vision.
They're done, and it's no wonder everyone avoided them like the plague.
In short, Ryan's comedic talent sells tickets. Deadpool proved that in spades, but the video transcript highlighting Denzel's indifference frames a bigger story. Ryan makes big money hits, but struggles to win favor from certain directors and prestigious actors. It's one thing to be a fan favorite, another to gain the respect of Hollywood's elite. Even Tarantino's remarks, while not aimed solely at Ryan, hurt when he singles out franchises that feel more like quick hits than lasting classics. On the flip side of this power couple, Blake Lively faces her own brand of industry turbulence.
Blake Lively fears profound mental health issues are at risk of being leaked amid Justin Baldoni legal drama.
She soared to fame on Gossip Girl as Serena van der Woodsen, the glamorous counterpart to Leighton Meester's Blair Waldorf. Their characters were best friends, but rumors emerged that Blake and Leighton weren't as tight in real life. The show ended, and Blake sought film roles to shed her teen drama image. She scored some attention with The Age of Adeline and The Shallows, earning praise for her style, if not always for transformative acting range. She dominated fashion headlines for years, lauded for her red carpet looks, often styled by herself rather than a professional.
Blake Lively steps out for the premiere of Another Simple Favor amid the Justin Baldoni drama.
But slowly, younger stars like Zendaya took over the fashion limelight. Blake didn't vanish. Yet the unspoken chatter was that her It Girl era might be waning. A few ill-advised social media stunts fueled that impression. She once tried leveraging a controversy involving a photoshopped picture of Kate Middleton's family, posting a now-deleted remark that fans criticized as opportunistic. These are small missteps, but they accumulate, especially in an industry that thrives on reading between the lines. Then came the It Ends With Us adaptation.
Naked truths aren't always pretty.
But Blake Lively's out for truths in her It Ends With Us lawsuit. So much so, the actress added an ex-CIA agent to her legal team.
Based on Colleen Hoover's bestseller, with a built-in fan base, it should have been a golden opportunity. Yet from the moment Blake's casting as Lily Bloom was announced, fans voiced concerns about her being older than the character. Photographs of Blake wearing a bright orange wig surfaced, triggering a storm of memes and criticism. Instead of excitement for the film, the conversation revolved around questionable styling choices. But the bigger red flag was Blake's co-star, Brandon Sklenar, sidestepping any praise for her.
Anna, what does it mean to be working with Blake again?
We're talking about you.
Asked about their dynamic, he said people should focus on what the movie stands for. A telling response in a business where co-stars typically exchange lavish compliments. As if that weren't enough, Justin Baldoni, who was both directing and starring in the adaptation, stepped down from directing the sequel. Rumors of lawsuits and behind-the-scenes tension abounded, painting a picture of a rocky production. If it ends with us tanks critically or commercially, it could damage Blake's credibility at a time when she needs a win.
Blake Lively's It Ends With Us co-star Jenny Slate defends her amid the legal drama playing out with Justin Baldoni.
Even if fans stay loyal, an industry that thrives on hype and smooth collaboration may look for other actresses who aren't mired in controversy. This parallel turbulence prompts one main question: is Hollywood cooling on Ryan and Blake? After all, they're known for their witty social media banter and red carpet glam. For a long while, they seemed untouchable. But Denzel's blunt remarks point to a world where not everyone is charmed by Ryan's jokes. Meanwhile, It Ends With Us chatter suggests that Blake might be struggling to hold on to the star power she once had. Ryan's comedic prowess isn't in doubt.
Deadpool versus Wolverine. I know some people like this movie. Some people are stupid. This movie is bad. It is a bad movie.
He transformed Deadpool from a near-forgotten cameo disaster into a beloved franchise. He's also a savvy entrepreneur, investing in ventures like Mint Mobile and Aviation Gin. Those business moves give him a cushion that many actors never achieve. But financial success doesn't equate to artistic reverence. Denzel's scorn, Tarantino's comments, and Miller's exit all imply that those who value deep collaboration or cinematic prestige might be wary. Blake's pivot from TV icon to movie star was partially successful. She kept the spotlight for several years, consistently appearing on best-dressed lists, cultivating a fashion-forward image, and landing leads. Yet it never culminated in that one breakthrough performance that cements an actress as a formidable talent.
Every joke is too long. It's the same joke over and over, which is some sort of like strange homoeroticism between Deadpool and Wolverine.
Critics often praised her style more than her depth. Now, with It Ends With Us overshadowed by an unfortunate wig and rumors of on-set friction, she could lose more ground if the film flops. Fame, of course, isn't just about respect from the Quentin Tarantinos of the world. Plenty of actors thrive on mainstream appeal, raking in money through crowd-pleasing fare. Ryan's comedic persona seems bulletproof at the box office, especially if Deadpool 3 meets expectations. Blake, too, retains loyal fans, and her red carpet appearances still draw attention. But for those craving top-tier respect, awards, and highbrow acclaim, it's a different game. Hollywood circles can be insular. If you're on their good side, like how Denzel praises Viola Davis or Chadwick Boseman, they'll champion you everywhere. But if you're on the outside, you'll sense it in half-hearted endorsements or awkward silences. Ryan might still land roles in big comedies or action romps. Blake might continue snagging fashion endorsements. Yet the talk shows and magazine covers may no longer gush about them as unstoppable forces. They're also competing with an influx of new talent. Rising stars like Florence Pugh and Anya Taylor-Joy have shown enormous range in a short time, earning critical respect on top of fan adoration. That creates pressure for established celebrities to either adapt or risk growing stale. Ryan's comedic brand is beloved, but if every role he takes recycles that same sarcastic shtick, viewers may tire of it. Blake's style-savvy appeal can only go so far if each film role sparks more debate about her hairstyle than her acting. To complicate matters, their power as a couple can be a double-edged sword. On the plus side, they generate tons of media coverage and social media engagement by bantering publicly and referencing each other's projects. On the downside, any negative rumor about one can taint the other.
After what I can only assume Ryan Reynolds thought was a triumphant appearance on Saturday Night Live's 50th anniversary, he must not have loved seeing Colin Jost come back to Saturday Night Live last night.
If Ryan is perceived as difficult or shallow by certain directors, might that spill over to how people view Blake? And vice versa. It's worth noting that both have staged comebacks before. Ryan overcame the fiasco of Green Lantern, re-emerging stronger thanks to Deadpool. Blake defied expectations by escaping the teen soap star label, taking on more adult roles. They're skilled at reinventing themselves. If they wanted to make a push for more serious artistry, perhaps they could surprise the industry with a gritty indie drama or a role that strips away their glamorous veneer. But that requires a willingness to gamble. They'd need the right script, the right director, and a desire to show new facets of their talents. Doing so might mean stepping away from easy paychecks or comedic comfort zones. The risk is real. If they attempt a prestige piece and fail, it could reinforce negative perceptions. On the other hand, success could finally silence critics like Tarantino and quell rumors of tension with revered figures like Denzel. For now, they seem content with comedic dominance, brand deals, and big studio projects. Blake's next big step is It Ends With Us, a romantic drama with a devoted fan base. If the final product resonates, maybe she'll reignite the public's enthusiasm. If it's a dud, though, critics might say they saw it coming all along. Meanwhile, Ryan is busy prepping more Deadpool content, which will definitely sell tickets but might not sway those who consider him a one-trick pony. None of this means fans have turned against them. Many still find Ryan's sarcasm irresistible and regard Blake as a style icon. Social media often amplifies their playful marital jabs, fueling the sense that they're the fun couple who never take themselves too seriously. Indeed, that image may protect them from major backlash among casual viewers. However, Hollywood's upper echelon, directors, producers, and veteran actors, can shape an actor's long-term legacy in ways box office numbers alone cannot. Just look at how Denzel beams when praising those he respects. No question he's generous in lauding people like Viola Davis.
And that's why I want to personally extend my gratitude to Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively.
But with Ryan, we see the opposite. Clipped responses, jokes that land like thinly veiled jabs, or awkward silences. That pattern stands out in an industry where politeness is standard. It signals that the bond between them was never strong, and might even be openly hostile on Denzel's side. The question is whether other major players share his disdain. Similar skepticism trails Blake in the wake of Gossip Girl whispers. Was she difficult on set? Did she clash with co-stars? Hollywood rumor mills can elevate or bury a star, and if It Ends With Us suffers from creative disarray, like the director stepping down or lawsuits overshadowing filming, it feeds the idea that Blake might be part of the problem. Even if that's not fair, perception often matters more than reality in entertainment. This isn't an irreversible death knell. They hold enough sway to keep working, raking in big money for comedic and fashion-centric roles. They're also adept at harnessing social media to charm fans. Yet the transcript that sparked these discussions points to a shift. There's a sense that behind closed doors, people who once admired them may be pulling away. Ryan and Blake still have star power, but it's overshadowed by other actors who combine big box office appeal with serious craft. In time, either of them could decide to attempt a daring pivot. Hollywood has seen many transformations, where comedic stars revealed hidden depths or teen idols matured into award-winning performers. If Ryan picks a gritty script and delivers a nuanced turn, maybe the Denzels of the world would come around. If Blake steps into a role requiring raw vulnerability, something that ditches glamour for authenticity, she might surprise critics. Until then, they might remain financially successful, but artistically sidelined. Fans, of course, might say they don't need validation from industry elites. And indeed, Ryan's business ventures and comedic hits have put him in a comfortable position. Blake continues to draw fashion endorsements. They're not desperate for cash or minor roles, but for those craving widespread respect, Oscars, or invitations from iconic directors, current signs aren't promising. The consensus might be that they're both entertaining, yet not the type of performers the highest echelon is itching to team with. In the meantime, the power couple aura endures for casual audiences who love their social media back and forth. Paparazzi photos keep them in the tabloids, and their playful jabs at each other go viral. But serious film watchers and insiders pay attention to comments like Denzel's, or to the murmurs of tension on Blake's sets. Those narratives can be harder to shake once they gain momentum. Ultimately, Hollywood thrives on novelty. If Ryan and Blake don't reinvent themselves or deliver fresh performances, they risk being overshadowed by the next wave of stars. They're not in free fall, but the cracks are visible. even a single big triumph could change everything, yet it remains to be seen if they'll pursue that path or keep coasting on what worked in the past. For now, the tale is one of diminishing enthusiasm among the people who matter most for an actor's long-term legacy. Denzel Washington's blunt dismissal was just one hint among many. Hollywood might keep handing Ryan comedic roles and giving Blake fashion catalog coverage, but the deeper respect, the kind that cements a star's place in cinematic history, seems out of reach at the moment. Can they win it back? Possibly, but they'll need more than business savvy or social media charm. They'll need genuine evolution, the kind that makes even a legend like Denzel nod his head in approval, and that makes co-stars rave about Blake's warmth and skill. Until that happens, the perception of their diminishing glow will linger, even as they remain fixtures in pop culture.